So here comes the money manager. We're at Lowe's. We just bought the MDF and all the paint and goodies for the countertops and the sink and stove. And well, anyway, I rolled up this MDF on the cart to the truck, and two guys getting out of that truck right there said, "Here, let's load those for that guy." I guess I look old, and they did, and that's just wonderful. Thank you. All right, we're out of here.
Smart Sound.
Good morning. So today we're doing countertops and a tabletop for the dinette. And I went yesterday and got a sheet of 3/4 inch MDF from Lowe's. I found a damaged sheet. I don't know if you can see that. There's a damage here and there's damage on the one corner. That was regular like 32 bucks a sheet, and I got it for 20 because it's damaged, and I can cut the damaged parts off, throw them away, and be just fine. So that was a good deal. Just for the record, there's the damage to that sheet, and this corner was busted, and this is the scrap left over, so that didn't hurt me at all, and it saved me about 12 bucks. Be back. Okay, now I'm going to round these corners, and I'm just going to use the lid from a can of spray paint as a pattern here, as a guide for my radius. Okay, so all the countertops are cut and routed and just sitting in place. Next they'll get painted. I'll show you that process. The out there on the table is the table for the dinette that sits here, and it's ready too. So break time, and then I'll start the granite process. I'll be back. Okay, so here's where the magic happens. Damp cloth to get all the dust off. Then we're going to paint this with just a black latex. Okay, so I'm just using Krylon Color Max acrylic latex. Just got it at Lowe's. And we're going to put this on pretty thick, and I'll show you why in a second. We're adding, after the black latex is on there, still wet, we're adding these Rust-Oleum decorative color chips. They sell these for garage floors, but they look great on countertops too. So that's the plan. So here we go. Like I said, we're going to put it on thick. It's just a foam roller. And we don't want any runs down the side, but we'll roll any of those out we get. Make sure the edges are coated good, because it soaks in on the edges. And I got to come up with a plan yet how we're going to do any colored chips on the edge. We'll see what works. And you got to put this on thick because it does soak in, and you want some wet paint on the surface to grab your color chips. And also, if it's good and thick, it'll kind of self-level too. Get all the ridges out of it. Stuff from trees falling. Okay. I think we're ready for the fun stuff. This is like 10 bucks a bag at Lowe's for the colored chips. I have about, with the MDF and the color chips and the poly that goes over it, I probably have about 50, 60 bucks in all the countertops. I think they're going to look pretty cool. Okay. I think that's pretty good. No plan yet for the edges, but I'll come up with some. Alright, so here's a moment of YouTube honesty. We actually hated it. I kept trying to tell myself, you know, I looked at a bunch of websites about faux countertops, and you can do granite, you can do marble, you can do corian, fakes. And this was supposed to be a granite look. And the videos that I saw of it, it actually looked pretty cool, looked pretty good. I didn't like it. It looked chintzy, cheap, and it kind of looked like what it was, black paint with a bunch of flecks thrown in it. And it just was awful busy. So anyway, real quick before it dried, I scraped as much off as I could, let it dry while I ran to Menards, and just now sanded it when I got back. It's dry, and I sanded it as smooth as I could get it. And I got stone paint now, which is supposed to be more the corian look. I think I'm gonna like this better. So you live and learn. Threw away a little money, but you know, you don't know you to try it till you try it, and I just didn't like it. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what it looks like in my video, if it looks better than it did in person, but it didn't look great in person. So so that's where we're at, and that's what I'm doing. So you can learn by my mistakes. Maybe you liked it. Maybe you won't like this. We'll see. Absolutely love it. So to keep everything uniform, I'm gonna still give it the black latex base, and then spray the stone paint over the black base. So I'll be back. Okay, so there's the black base put on, and I'll let that dry while I do a couple of the other ones, and then I'll hit them with the stone spray paint. And the can says to clear coat over it, the stone paint needs to dry 4 hours. So that'll be later this evening. So I'll be back. Okay, time for poly. And it's pretty rough, but I did a test sample here, and sanding it doesn't change the appearance at all, and it gets considerably smoother. So I'm going to sand it before I poly it. Okay, getting ready for the second coat of polish. Okay, so not like it's the first one I've ever done, but it never gets any less nerve-wracking cutting these things into a countertop. But it came out okay. I'll be back. Hey, thanks for watching my videos. It's been a fun ride so far restoring this 1970 Coleman 480 pop-up camper. There's still a lot of things to finish up. In the next video, I'll install brand new flooring. Wow, what a difference that made. Please join me and continue the ride as we finish the project. If you like the videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe.